Hello, everybody, and welcome to the pre-Superbowl edition of KC Blitz. I'm Ned Reynolds.
I'm Art Haynes, and we're here to talk Kansas City Chiefs in under 10 minutes. As you know, the Chiefs won the AFC Championship against the Tennessee Titans. That means they're headed to Miami for their first Super Bowl in 50 years.
And that game against the Tennessee Titans was last week. Oh, it was so cold, Art. My goodness sake. You were in the studio, though. You didn't have to bear it.
17 degrees at kickoff with a wind chill in the single digits. It was a brutally cold day, but the Chiefs were able to take care of stopping Derrick Henry. 69 yards, I'd say that's beyond slowing him down. That's stopping him 7 yards in the second half.
And the trenches is, of course, one of the hallmarks of the National Football League. The games are won and lost up in front and all that sort of thing. In this case, I think that was. Defensively and offensively, Kansas City simply outquicked Tennessee at every move.
Yeah, they really did. I think we're going to look back some years from now at this Chiefs roster that Brett Veach and Andy Reid have assembled, and really credit to John Dorsey before, and think, boy, that was a heck of a roster with what they already had offensively and what they added defensively last offseason.
Didn't it surprise you as a reporter that the Chiefs defense was able to stop Henry, only 69 yards on the ground?
Well, I mean, that was job 1, 2, and 3. That was all of the emphasis of the defensive game plan, to be in the cutback lanes. He's really good at cutting back against the grain if you over pursue, so they were very conscious of that. It was really a good defensive job of coaching by Steve Spagnuolo and execution by the defensive players.
And as far as adjustments are concerned, Tennessee never seemed to adjust to a change in the offense. It was Derrick Henry or nothing. Now, having said that, Tannehill did complete some passes, but he is not the mobile quarterback that you need to be. However, Mariota might have been. Do you think that ever entered their mind at all?
I don't think so. I mean, Mariota was in for a couple of plays, gadget plays. They'll direct snap, sometimes use him as a decoy. But they turned their season around when Tannehill became the quarterback, went 9-3. So they were going to dance with who brought them, as Darrell Royal, the late great Texas coach, used to say.
Well, certainly one of the key plays was Patrick Mahomes' ad-lib run. Now, as those of you who've watched KC Blitz on the web know, we're not allowed to use the footage. I mean, we'll go to prison if we're doing that, so we can't do that.
Copyright restrictions.
Anyway, what we've done is use the electronic football game over here. And Art and I have been able to recreate some of the scenes. Well, this is the key run by Patrick Mahomes very late in the first half when everybody thought we were going to settle for a field goal here, and it did not happen.
Chiefs were down 21-17 after trailing 10-0 at the start, and Mahomes takes off running and gets to the outside. Looks like he seeks contact here at the end and gets on in. And in fact, he did. He bounced off of two tacklers. We'll see he's going to the outside and barely stayed in bounds, and then makes the cut and on into the end zone for the touchdown. On this play, Ned, the Titans had Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce double teamed. They had pressure up the middle. They did everything right, except one linebacker got up a little bit too close to the line of scrimmage, and Mahomes used his just incredible football IQ to find the open space.
The linebacker to whom you're making reference did miss a diving tackle, and then Mahomes broke a couple of others when the tacklers went high. I was astounded to see that level of defense. You go after the guy's legs. That's what you do.
The game was pretty much over at that point. It was 21-17, but you just had a feeling that Mahomes wasn't going to let them lose.
Let's take a look at it on the electronic game. Here's Patrick Mahomes running around. Now, here come a couple of tacklers over. Up. Go this way. There we go.
Oh, well, we need to.
That guy makes a bad tackle.
Yeah, he does. Very bad spacing.
And this guy right here.
Now, he's almost out of bounds.
Stand up, Patrick.
But he manages to stay in.
And there he goes and cuts in this way.
And in for the score.
Touchdown!
He scores again. Well, the Chiefs will be facing the San Francisco 49ers in Super Bowl 54. We will visit about some of the rule situations with longtime NFL referee Larry Nemmers.
As billed, here is the white hat, Larry Nemmers, to adjudicate any controversial calls in any of the games. But you know what? There weren't very many controversies.
It has been outstanding, but it should be because you got the best of the best officiating these games.
Tony Corretti was the official, and he also was the referee for the regular season game.
And he was on my crew years ago, too, before he became a referee.
When he was, what position did he have?
He was a side judge.
Well, let's take a look at one call, and I guess it's quasi-controversial, but this was an interference call against the Tennessee Titans, and here you see the receiver is downfield. That's McCole Hardman, and he's all set to catch it. But, Larry, the question is why?
The ball is coming in this direction here, and the defender, there you go. The defender, when he started out here, was not looking at the ball, got into Hardman's body, holding this arm up and pushing in the inside, and the ball was definitely catchable.
Yeah.
And he turns his head around too late. If he'd have turned it around 2 steps over, you can see him start to turn his head here to turn around. Had he started it a step sooner and looked back and put his hands up and went into the body, it would have been a no call. But right here you can see he's got his arm, he's into the body already as he's turning his head too late, and the ball is right up there.
Playing the man, not the ball.
Playing the man, not the ball.
Pretty easy call.
Pretty easy call, right.
Well, that's the one, and again, it's very questionable as to whether or not that's controversial. This other one was not a call, and there was nothing controversial about it, and it's this one where the referee gets, or not the official, gets blasted.
A really good official here, by the way. He got in too close. He should be over here. He needs to be away from the ball and away from players. He should be about standing right here. He's got the same view. All he's got to see is the offensive, it's a punt, and all he's going to try to do is knock the ball back, keeping his foot in bounds. Because if it hits the goal line and he touches it, it's a touchback. So he's eyeing the ball, and so is this guy coming in. He's going to down it or get in the way. The official should have been over here, and the rest is history.
This is DeMarcus Robinson, I believe, right here, and you can see he's almost trying to pull up just a little bit because he sees what might happen.
Right.
Do we have another scene on this too? Because this is where Robinson hit him, and
he gets hit and knocked into the field. He wasn't hurt, but again, he should have been in position away from the ball. As you know, you can be too close to something to see what's happening. He was this close to the ball, and he should have been over here looking at it.
Thank you.
I love the old school yellow end zones. Again, they used both playoff games at Arrowhead, reminiscent of Municipal Stadium back when the Chiefs went to the Super Bowl twice in the 60s.
And the last time, it was the 69 season, but the last time was 1970, which, this is painful, 50 years ago. Now, you guys weren't even born then. But
That's wishful thinking. Wishful thinking.
But I mean, you're talking about something 50 years apart, and the Chiefs on social media after the game posted a nice photo of Patrick Mahomes and Len Dawson, the 2 Super Bowl quarterbacks in franchise history. I mean, there are generations that have waited for this, fathers, sons, grandchildren. It's really special if you're a longtime Chiefs fan.
Now, Lenny was for many, many, many years on the broadcast team. He no longer is, but does he go to the games, to your knowledge?
Sometimes, yeah.
Think of the different styles of quarterbacks between Len Dawson and Mahomes.
Yeah.
And the game then versus the game today.
Larry, the Super Bowl's coming up in a couple of weeks. You've had a Super Bowl, but not as a referee, as a side judge, I believe.
Right.
Is the mindset of the referees any different going into the big game?
Well, it is, meaning the playoffs, you got the best teams, you got the best officials. The officials are going to let the teams decide the score, and they're going to make sure that any foul called is solid. In other words, they're going to let them play football.
When you had your crew, though, you told your crew during the course of the season?
We started in preseason. Number 1, make them big. If there's any doubt about whether it's a foul or it's not, let it go. Let the game play itself.
Well, we'd like to invite you to catch us on Super Sunday Morning, Fox at 9 a.m. Ozarks Live will be doing a Super Bowl special, and we have been invited to join them, so we hope to see you there.
Well, that's it for KC Blitz. Look in the description for links to some of the plays we discussed today, and you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And as always, go Chiefs.
It's going to be a good Super Bowl.